Who are you today?
That's your start question?
Mm-hmm.
You can go.
Who am I today? Shit. I don't know. How do you answer this? Like, what do you do? Like, what am I doing professionally?
Yeah, the reason I started that is because it used to lead into the questions like, who were you when you started playing video games? Or who were you when this all started for you? But we're not going to go there in this one.
Who am I today? I feel like I'm a hard-working grinder trying to still make it.
I like it.
Yeah.
Do you mean it?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
No, I definitely mean it.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think I am...
Same thing.
I think... Kick out because Maniac doesn't work hard.
It's my favorite part of your podcast when you make fun of the...
I think I am a person trying to... I wouldn't say find myself. I'm a person trying to better myself right now to be in the best mental attitude I could be for the rest of my life.
That's a good answer. That's a correct answer.
Are you not sort of obliged or obligated to say that's a good answer when somebody says that? It's like, well, I'm trying to better myself. Well, you shouldn't. That's the wrong answer.
Well, I see that he's doing it. If
like
if he wasn't doing it and said that, I'd be like, but you're not really doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd say that.
Like
on
if
the
Bo
podcast.
said it, you'd be like, I just saw you with a Mountain Dew.
Is that holy shit? Oh man.
Which I'm trying, like every time I see Bo's fucking getting like with that shit, I'm like, come on, sugar.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What I'm trying to say is everyone in the house, I think, is getting more conscious and making better choices about their daily lifestyle.
Ever since Kitchen Gym.
Ever since Mike's Kitchen Gym, the house is just
just healthy.
One
healthy
house.
Do you think it has to do anything to do with the breadcrumbs? Breadcrumbs.
Bedcrumbs.
It probably does have to do with the breadcrumbs.
I knew that I knew that the Flycast was going to turn into something like this with the breadcrumbs of inspirational books that you leave lying around the house. I mean, I walked in there and I couldn't walk 3 steps without tripping over one. The mental capacity fluctuation of a happy person by Manfrotto tripods. Do you think it has anything? Do you leave them for people to pick up and maybe start reading them, or do you just forget them because that's the last time you like?
The Power of Positive Thinking.
There you go.
I'm actually reading it for my second time. That's the first book I read, and I was like, I got something from that. Well, I get a little bit from like other books, but like this book, it's a little religious. But The Power of Positive Thinking definitely has, every chapter has like gems in it that are like, oh shit, like I can be a better person, a happier person if I apply this.
In high school, I read a book called, several books, the series of books called The Celestine Prophecy. Are you familiar? Celestine Prophecy, number 1, 2, 3, and 4, I believe. And then it goes through the secrets of Shambhala, and it has to do with absolutely everything that's the positive thinking and putting it out into space, and that coincidence,
like law of attraction type.
Yeah, law of attraction. Coincidences aren't coincidences. If you run into somebody and you see them later on in the same day, the universe is trying to tell you to talk to that person. So just saying a simple hi in a small conversation can lead to something that you may not have ever thought that, you know what I'm saying? Like something that you're looking for.
Has that ever happened with you?
Yeah.
To where you started like a conversation you knew usually wouldn't, and then that turned into something like, maybe one of your best friends or some kind of business shit.
Lately, yeah, and it has to do with business. Lately, I used to know this dude in high school. Haven't talked to him in a long ass time, and it's and for people like us, it's really hard to decipher whether they're reaching out just because they want to see how you're doing, or if they want something because of who you are, who you've become. Yeah. So I was feeding the toilet. I was on the toilet, and I get a text from this dude that I know from.
I never heard that. I was feeding the toilet.
We're gonna say something nasty. Anyway, so I was sitting there, and I got a text from a high school dude that we didn't even really talk back then. Like we were both into hip hop, and he was like a break dancer. I was a graffiti writer, so whatever. We just never really clicked or talked. But he hit me up. He's like, "Hey man, I got a question," and he led it with, "I don't want anything, but I have a question." And I'm like, yeah, hit me up anytime. So he calls me right away, and I'm like, what the fuck? All right, so I pick up. I just pretended like I wasn't on the toilet. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm in my lobby of my house. That's why it sounds echoey. And then he's like, I don't want anything, but in the world that you're in, do you guys have any need for like applications? Because one of my people, and I can't say what he does because it'll give it away, but one of my people is coming up with this like this program that is blah 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 blah, and in my head I'm like, holy shit, I was literally just talking about trying to get into this tech company, and then this thing pops up, and this thing works with this other thing. Had I not picked up that call, and the reason that I picked it up was like, maybe it's something, you know what I'm saying?
Do you sometimes get those calls and you're like, send me a text if it's that important? Like if someone you don't really know if you want to pick up the phone for?
Well, I never pick up the phone if it's like a number that I don't know, unless in my head I know that someone's supposed to give me a call. But aside from that, no, I rarely do. But this dude texted me ahead of time, and usually I'd be like, oh yeah, listen, man, I'm a little bit busy, I can't talk right now, blah blah. But this time, I'm like, well, I don't have shit going on right now. I have shit going on. So I picked it up, and I'm like, yeah, call me anytime. And then he called me right away, and then this led to this sort of conversation. Anyway, so the book is called The Celestine Prophecy, and then it's a series, and then it goes into the secrets of Shambhala. It's fucking amazing. It talks about the aura of the human mind, of the human being, and how you're able to see it, how you can see enlightened individuals can see more than just the aura of a human. You can see the life aura of plants, the life aura. It was very cool. If an eagle crosses your path, that means that your life is fucking really deep shit. And obviously, you take what you want out of these sort of books, and then you apply them to your life, and whether you let it impact you positively or negatively, and that's like up to you on whether or not you believe the book all the way through. And the reason I'm bringing that up is obviously because the house has been on new vibes, and it has nothing to do with any external factors besides the fact that you guys are all together, and it's something better, right?
Yeah, I think for the new house, I think it's a thing of literally has nothing to do with any external factors. It has to do with us being in the house, and then us kind of looking at each other like, all right, come on, man. Yeah. Like we gotta do something.
Everybody,
but not even like in a forced way.
Yeah,
like I don't know if there's another org that is like actually friends. I think how we're friends.
Well, phase.
Maybe, but how many people are in phase?
5.
Are you talking like Adapt, Blaziken?
Yeah, phase.
Phase has like 7,000 members.
Yeah, but there's only like 5 of them. No offense, Pamaj.
You think they like?
No, I'm kidding.
On the daily or like multiple times a week, like hang out,
1,000%.
talk.
I bet you the main guys do, without calling them the main guys.
No, I was
what the Blaziken, Adapt, Brain, Tico.
Yeah, I was partly joking with that. There's only 5, obviously, but like their sort of relationship is like it's not even it's a bond that nobody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
And they are friends. Like every single day, they're like with each other like nonstop.
Okay,
that's every single day.
Yeah,
that's every day, bro. Oh, Team 10 too, probably. It's every day, bro.
Whatever.
I'm kidding.
Whatever they do.
I saw the Shane Dawson thing.
No, I think that is how we are. We definitely just look at each other as friends, like 100%. Like first off,
yeah.
But I think the new vibes in the house, we all sort of came as a collective, and it's like, all right, let's.
It's very much
let's step it up.
It's kind of like all right, enough bullshit situation. Because
like it's not even fun being a loser.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Because
agreed.
Everybody in that house was in Optic whenever Optic was on top, and now we don't feel like we're on top, and now it's like, what the fuck have we been doing kind of situation. So it's a little bit, it's like our vibe right now is a lot of we want to prove that we still got it. We want to make money, and we kind of have like a little bit of like vengeance, I guess, in us. Like we want to prove that. Like I feel like a lot of us feel like we've been disrespected, and so a big part of that is like we earn what we have basically. Sorry. So that, I mean, especially with all of us, I mean, Will and Mike are really right now into like a lot of business stuff behind the scenes, and they're, I mean, everybody's just always working. Like whenever we sit down and talk, like we used to talk about random stuff, but every single time us as a collective like sits down to talk, it's always about like what our next move is, like what our next collab is.
It ain't even like we call fucking meetings or something. Like it's literally just like us. A few of us will happen to be in the kitchen just talking, and then like someone will hear it and like join in on the conversation. Next thing you know, there's like all 6 of us in the kitchen just like talking about like what we're gonna do.
Right.
Like what do we need to do as a collective or even individuals? You know, like what's the next move?
Yeah, it's fun, man. It's fun. It's fun, like being in that creative and like that having like that momentum, because I feel like everybody does have momentum right now to make something big, and I feel like we have the ability to do it. We've done it before, but I think people are like, some people are like writing us off, but there's so much talent in the house and so much creative talent and entertainment value, and I think we can do big things.
I agree, which is one of the main reasons that I've always like, and I've tried, and I'm glad that this is happening, like you guys having business conversations or like next move conversations, projects that you guys can capitalize on in the position that you're in. I'm glad that it's becoming a thing, because now I can really offer something that, I mean, obviously I offered a bunch, but from a business standpoint, like now, like that's the shit that gets me hype.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that, like building something from like nothing gets me super, super hype. And I always think to myself, I'm like, how would it be if, you know, what would life have been like right now if last year didn't exist, or everything went right over there? Like TST probably wouldn't be a thing, or as deep as it is right now.
Damn, that is crazy.
The hex quarters wouldn't have been a need for it, because if people listened, we would have built this for the entire thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm a firm believer in not being a pussy. I am a firm believer in not ever.
Dude, put that on an inspirational poster.
Yeah,
I'm a firm believer
in not being a pussy.
Yeah, now and I say that, and look, if you're listening to this 2 years from now, and the word pussy has become one of those outlawed words, because you're almost saying that, you know, that women aren't brave, which is obviously the complete opposite. They are. Because that's where it comes from, Nick. You know what I'm saying? Calling somebody a that is like you're calling somebody a
Jesus
you know
Christ.
No, it's facts. It's true. But you know, for
sadly,
me, for me, it's like I'm a big fan of like not feeling sorry for myself ever. So I'm like, I could have sat around and not done shit, but I'm like, no. I mean, I have my friends. You know, I have people that I like to do work with. So why wouldn't I? Why would I just sit around and sulk, and you know that?
You've never been the one for that.
Mm-mm.
I've seen you have like some fucked up shit happen, but like you're working that day still, next day still, like back at it.
I've only ever seen you like, actually no, I've seen you bothered a few times, but I've only ever seen it like actually fuck your day up like twice ever.
I mean, it's more than that. Those 2 days are the ones where I couldn't keep it inside. I come from a culture where bottling everything inside is like the way to be. You know, like there's no other, like I don't know. None of my friends are like every single one of my friends is like this. Everybody that I grew up with bottles everything in. Every so often we'll talk about shit that bothers us, but like we're never like, oh, like we're there. You know what I'm saying? Like we know what's going on because we're that close. So there's no need to talk about it, but we're there for support.
Yeah.
And Jude has made it like almost her life mission to like make me tell her, you know, how things are going. And I'm like, baby, it's not that I don't want to share shit with you. It's that if I'm stressed, what's the point in me telling you what's stressing me out and then stressing you out? And now I'm stressed because you're stressed. Yeah. And then Liv is going to be like, what's happening with mom and dad? Is it mom and dad or is it... And then dogs are going to be fucking howling and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that sort of scenario. So I just come from that culture where you're just like, it's yours.
Yeah.
And I just don't I don't know. I think it is a cultural thing, or like a generation thing.
I think it's a generation thing. That's how everyone that I know from the generation above me is the same way, especially all the men.
Yeah, it's true.
My dad was like that. My uncle's like that. Both my uncles are like that.
Yeah,
it's
I
just
think
like-
everyone in my
yeah.
family older than me.
It's not a bad thing.
I think it is.
Think it
Probably
is a bad thing.
to like hold your problems in to you only, and not really, because I guess whenever you put your emotions out there, I think opportunities come in ways you wouldn't expect that could help how you feel or like help overcome like a certain obstacle. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It does.
Two heads are better than one.
So I don't think like holding that shit in's like good for you.
Yeah.